What's going on YouTube? This is Kid93 here with a video tutorial on how to do the around. So first of all, I know this has been requested a lot, so I am finally doing this to silence all you people out there that have been requesting this since pretty much the day I started pen spinning. But how the around works is that it obviously goes around any designated finger as you wish, with the exception of the pinky around, which is slightly different. And so how to do this trick? It has the same principles as the thumb around, in that you have a finger that's lower on the hand, pushing the pen around the designated finger, and then catching the pen by clasping on it or clamping down on it. So I'm just going to show you guys how to do the index around, and then I'll show you how to map it to the other fingers. First, you guys want to make sure you have a pen, of course. If you have an unbalanced pen like an MX or another RSVP or G3 based body pen, you want to hold most of the weight out front. Not saying that it's completely impossible to do it with the weight on the back, but it's easier, in my opinion, to learn it with most of the weight out behind your palm or closer towards you, because you need to spin that weight around the top of your finger to do the index around, or just the around in general. Again, same principles applies as the thumb around. If you can imagine my index as a thumb, that's actually a bust, but the around goes like that. Now I guess it's some time to show you some slow-mos, as you guys so much love because of this new camera I have. But the index around looks like this. The middle around looks like this. And the ring around looks like this. Not like that. Hopefully the slow-mos were a little bit better than the actual footage I just shot, because those were pretty crappy. But how to do this, there are two steps: the launch and then the catch, obviously. To launch it, you want to make sure, again, you have most of the weight behind your palm or closer towards you. And then you're going to do kind of like a scissoring motion like this with your fingers to get the pen going. And that's just the initial launch. After that, you have to do something with your middle finger to catch the pen. But just for now, you want to do this kind of scissoring motion with your fingers, where you bring your middle finger, it's going to close in, and then your index finger is going to go out. And what this does, if you think about it, when you bring your index finger, I'm not even using the muscle in my actual finger, I'm just moving it with my hand so you guys can see. If you move your middle finger, just closing it in, the pen will naturally start to swing up. And then this only takes care of half the motion. The other half comes from your index finger pushing kind of back. You can see the pen comes up and then down, and that'll help you. And you should get that motion. Now, of course, if you just go like this, it's not going to work. You want to make sure that after you launch the pen by doing the scissoring motion, you want to keep coming through with your middle finger and then close that in so that the pen can clear it, and then go over your finger like that. And so for the first few times, I want you guys to try mastering just doing that, as in just getting used to the pen, one, going around your hand, because that weight does feel a little funny when you first start out. And also want you guys to practice clearing the bottom of the pen with your middle finger, so that you can clench your middle finger in and the rest of your fingers as well. Clear those, and then just get it to spin like that. I want you guys to get used to that and practice that so you master that. Other than that, you have pretty much half of the around mastered. The second half is obviously the catch. And how you catch this is, once you get the pen to clear your fingers, you want to, obviously, you need to get your fingers out here so that you can close down and catch the pen, which is how you obviously catch it. Now, of course, you have to get from here, when the pen's kind of spinning around, to here. So how do you do that? Well, there are two main ways, and I prefer one over the other, but after you do the index around, what I do is that once it clears my fingers, I curl my hand back like this, and then bring my middle finger out like this. And then I want to make sure I bring it out enough so that the pen spins past it. I don't go like this, because then the pen will obviously hit my fingers. But you want it to bring your fingers out rather far, and this is pretty easy to do. It's almost 90 degrees, so it's pretty easy for most people to do. Bring that around, and then once the pen comes down, bring your middle finger in so that you can close it and then receive it in the 1-2 slot. Of course, this will take some practice, obviously, and I want you guys to know that the pen, your middle finger, even though it's moving and it looks like it stops for a time being in time, it is actually constantly moving. And I don't mean constantly like it's, going out of control, but it doesn't stay in one place very long. When you first launch it, pay attention to the middle finger motion here. Your middle finger will go in, and then it'll stay here just for the slightest of milliseconds, because the pen is actually spinning like this fast, or a little faster than that. But it'll go like this, and then it'll stay here for a little bit, and then it'll start to curl out. So once the pen actually clears your hand, you can start curling your finger out like this, and then as it's passing the kind of the horizontal point of the spin, you want to bring your fingers out so that they can receive it. And then after the pen clears your middle finger the second time, you want to bring your middle finger down to clamp on it, and then help bring the motion to a close like that. And that is how you do the middle around. So again, just practice doing this motion for a little bit. Again, just like that. And then I want you guys to try obviously catching it, which is the harder part, I think. But just look at the slow-mo, and you'll see how my middle finger moves when I'm catching it. Hopefully seeing it in full speed will also help a little bit. But as you guys get better, you will notice that your index finger won't move as much, and that's the goal. You don't want your middle finger or any of your fingers just going completely out of control unnecessarily, because that kind of takes away from the look of the trick. So if you want to do this on the other fingers, the same principle applies. Just make sure that if you're doing like the middle around, for example, you want to make sure you keep your pinky and your index finger out of the way to do the trick. And of course, if you want to do the ring around, you can also do the same thing by keeping these other two fingers out. But if you want to, you can also close it in if you want to, if you're aiming for some type of stylistic way of doing the arounds. You can just fold the other fingers in like that and do it like that. Either way is fine, so long as you can actually do the trick. Now, the ring around is a little bit harder because a lot of people don't have independent pinky and ring fingers. So how you want to do this is, I kind of cheat it sometimes. If I don't want to do a completely vertical ring around, which is like that, I kind of tilt my hand back a little bit, and this will give me a little bit of a platform for the pen to spin on, mainly my palm, and it'll come around like this. You guys will notice that a lot of the times when I do Sonic 3, 4 to 2, 3 to ring around, I kind of go like this, and that is for a reason, so that it is a little bit easier to do the ring around. Now, of course, I could go like it also kind of goes with the motion, but it is a lot easier to do it like that than it is to do it vertically, especially if you're just starting to learn the around. Now, how to do the pinky around, you may ask? Well, the pinky around is a little bit different because you have to do that fingerlessly. You absolutely have to. That is, unless of course you have a fully functional sixth finger, then I applaud you. But for the most part, you have to do this fingerlessly. You'd have to hold it behind, with most weight behind your finger, and then kind of go like this to do the pinky around fingerlessly. Now, I'm not going to show you guys how to do that in this tutorial because one, I'm running low on time, and two, I think that's a little bit too advanced if you're just learning the basic around, so I will leave it at that. So thanks so much for watching, guys. This has been the video tutorial on how to do the around on your index, your middle, and your ring fingers. Feel free to rate, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more pen and spinning tutorials and videos and freestyles of any sort. And watch out for my 2.5-year solo that will be coming out sometime later this month, as I still have to film it and edit it completely. So stay tuned for that, and pay attention to the slow-mos after this just to get a little bit more of a hand in case you haven't learned from this tutorial already. So I will thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.